Welcome to the 2017 HoopLA, presented by Cox Communications and the New Orleans Pelicans. It's the annual charity basketball game between the Louisiana House of Representatives and the Louisiana Senate from the Pete Maravich Assembly Center on the campus of LSU. I'm Jeff Palermo, news director of the Louisiana Radio Network, along with lobbyist Jim Nickel. The House has defeated the Senate 9 out of the 14 times that these two teams have played, or these two bodies have played each other. But that's not what's really important here tonight. What's really important is the money that is raised during this charity basketball event will go towards refurbishing 2 outdoor basketball arenas in the state of Louisiana, or I should say playgrounds. And Jim, you're at the Capitol every day. Yep. You see these lawmakers discussing some very important topics, and here's a chance for them to have a little fun for a great cause.
That's right. We got 3 goals tonight, folks. 1, raise money for a good cause.
Yeah.
2, let these guys and gals blow off a little steam. They need to. And 3, hopefully nobody gets hurt. They don't play basketball every day. They play contact sport. It's called politics. This is a whole different league for them. But yeah, we want to have a good time tonight, raise some money, and we'll talk about all these guys and gals and what they're trying to do. But look, they've been at the Capitol a long time, debating a lot of very, very controversial issues. A lot of fun for them tonight to just kind of let their hair down and have a good time.
Well, it should be a lot of fun. And we're also joined by a couple of lawmakers who will be interviewing some state representatives and senators as the night goes along. Sharon Hewitt, state senator from the North Shore, and Paula Davis, state representative from Baton Rouge, will bring them into our broadcast now.
Thank you so much, Jim. I'm Sharon Hewitt. I'm here with Paula Davis, and we are so excited to be here on the sideline of the LSU PMAC. Paula, what do you think about tonight's event?
This is so exciting, Sharon, for us to come out here after a long day of session, debating bills, for us to just come together as the House and the Senate and just have some fun camaraderie. It's just a fun event. And I want to thank King Alexander and LSU for allowing us to be here tonight. This is the 14th annual event. I've played in this once before. Have you ever played? Oh, have you ever played in this?
I've not played, but I remember watching your moves last year on the DVD. You were awesome.
They did not allow me to stay in for very long.
Well, I can't wait to see what kind of mad skills the guys and the ladies have tonight.
We're going to have a fun night tonight. Y'all enjoy.
Thanks a lot. We'll have tip-off when we come back here from the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. The House versus the Senate in HoopLA 2017.
I was asked to put on a game, and it's morphed into this event now. And, you know, this is our 9th event. Tonight we're actually going to pick 2 courts, so we're going to do 10 courts across Louisiana. 8 of them are already complete. We just had a ribbon cutting in Point Capee Parish for our 3rd court in that parish. We're going to pick 10 nonprofits to win some cash. So we've done a lot of things in 9 years. We've raised over $350,000, and this is all done through private money. Legislators participating, donating. They've donated fishing trips and hunting trips, and this is strictly legislative driven. And then we have sponsors, and with those corporate sponsors like Cox and with the Pelicans' help, and this year Verizon really stepped in big. You know, it's going to allow us to do some more things that it's been fun. It's you know, look, we battle in this building every day when we're in session. It's nice to come do something like this and sort of let our guards down.
Yeah, it shows what legislators do and how they try to benefit the state, not only with their work in the Capitol, but obviously some of the community service work that you're doing here tonight.
Well, look, this is a job. You know, nobody likes to go at their job every day and do nothing but their job. This, again, gives the legislature some time off and to have some fun. This has been a tradition now for, I think this is our 15th game. I've done it for 9, and this will be number 15. And so it's something for the legislators to do, have some fun, work out some frustrations. The game's a little early. You know, another week from now, I'd have trouble getting people to show up to come play. But look, I think at the end of the day, legislators give a lot of their time and effort to be a legislator. And these are the type of things that I do at home that since I've been a legislator, I really haven't been able to do a lot of. So since we're here so much, you know, it's something that's really taken off. And I'm looking, when I leave and move this leave this for the next person, it'll be nice to come back one day and see how it's changed and grown.
And when you guys refurbish those basketball courts, they are top notch.
Right.
That's one of the most impressive. This isn't just putting some new rims and a new net and a backboard. I mean, this is a very nice basketball court that ends up getting produced.
No, and you know, I should have mentioned that. You know, we've built 8 courts now across Louisiana, and there is no better basketball courts outside than UC, and they vary in price and depending on the structure and things like that. But some are covered, some aren't. Just depends on the location and what the needs are. But when the Pelicans are finished with this, and that's really their responsibility, they help us put on the production of the game, and they go build a court. We raised all the money. And I tell people, I sort of have the easy part because they got to go deal with foundations and painting and all that kind of stuff and communicating with the local recreation departments. But these courts are first class. You're not going to get a much better court. A very professional company out of Baton Rouge travels the state. So, you know, the legislators can go around the state now and see where they have, you know, their money and their work. They can go actually see something that's done good for the communities. And these courts are in some places that you would never dream of seeing. I mean, we were down in Gray, Louisiana recently, and I've never been to Gray, Louisiana. It was in Point Capee Parish, and now they have one of the nicest basketball courts in the whole region.
We're back here from the Pete Maravich Assembly Center, and we are underway with HoopLA 2017. Glad you could join us on YurView. Jeff Palermo, News Director of Louisiana Radio Network, along with lobbyist Jim Nickel, and we've already seen our first bucket of the game, the Senate getting on the board early here, Jim. It was the Senate that defeated the House last year. Rick Ward, state senator from Port Allen, hitting a crucial free throw right as time was expiring to give the upper chamber the win.
Yeah, the Senate, I thought Rick Ward scored a minute ago. Here's John Stefanski, a new guy out of Crowley, kicked it off to Blake Miguez. And Miguez, who, by the way, is an Olympic sharpshooter. We'll see if he's in a basketball sharpshooter tonight.
A little Acadiana connection there with the layup by Miguez in the end. Here's Rick Ward with the basketball now. He is double teamed. And Neil Aberson looking for the jump ball, and that's what he got.
Abramson out of New Orleans, the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee. He's had probably the busiest session of any legislator chairing that committee. This is a tax session. He's been very, very busy with legislation. I'm sure he's enjoying tonight.
Ball batted out of bounds. It will remain the basketball of the Senate. John Milkovich will be inbounding it, the state senator from Shreveport.
There's no question that tonight, I mean, the House bench is much deeper than the Senate. A lot more House players. They'll be playing probably more of an attack defense. They've got the bodies to do that. The Senate will have to pace themselves.
There was a long jump shot by Rick Ward that does not go down. And again, a little tie up there on the rebound between State Representative Ted James along with Gary Smith, the state senator from Norco.
Here's Joe Stagney, brand new, just got elected to a special election out of Kenner. Used to be on the Kenner City Council and a chiropractor. We may need him tonight.
Is he a bit of a ringer? Is that how he won his election? And the House knew he can play a little ball?
We'll find out.
John Milkovich gets stripped from behind.
And already the Senate going to the bench coming with, we're going to see Judge Wilson Fields come in a moment.
Ted James, Neil Aberson, the jump shot. That is no good off the rim. And the rebound taken away by Rick Ward. Rick Ward is the all-time leading rebounder in the House versus Senate HoopLA basketball contest.
Well, he's kind of like that in the Senate, too. Rick's always paying attention to things and making sure that things get done in the end, so maybe that's a metaphor for that.
He passed Rob Marino, his predecessor, in that Senate seat on the other side of the river. That shot is no good. Good rebound, though. How about that? Norby Chabert.
Chabert with the putback, and here comes Judge Fields coming in for Senator Milkovich.
And it's just like hockey. They can make substitutions on the fly.
And there's Stagney.
Stagney's jump shot no good, knocked out of bounds, and it will be Senate basketball. And Senate's up 4-2 here early, and we're going to see another player come in from the Senate, the president of LSU, F. King Alexander is in the ball game now.
A lot of people don't know King Alexander played college basketball, St. Marsh University in upstate New York. Went on to play a little semi-pro ball in England. He got checked up by Stagney. The freshman representative from Kenner, not shy about checking up the president of the flagship university. And here's the young Stefanski. He's in good shape.
Stefanski's shot is no good. Ball batted around. Ted James up with it. And we're all tied up at 4.
You look for...
So F. King Alexander bringing it up, and it's time for our first interview of the night. We'll go back to our sideline correspondents. Again, State Representative Paula Davis from Baton Rouge, along with State Senator Sharon Hewitt. They are standing next to Walt Leger, the State Representative from New Orleans. Let's send it over to them.
Thank you, guys. And Sharon and I are here with State Representative Walt Leger. Walt's been in the House for, this is his 3rd term. 9 years. So how long have you been playing at HoopLA?
9 years. I was a young man when I got here.
And how do you feel today?
Now I'm on the bench. I used to start, but we have a really high-scoring affair out there right now. It's 4-4. We're about 6 minutes in. People are huffing and puffing already.
Yeah, I see you sweating just a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's warm-ups. But we're going to get through it.
So what do you think? Do you think that the House is going to bring back the trophy this year?
The House is highly motivated to get the trophy back. Smoke's job is on the line, our head coach. 2 straight losses. We told him with the 3rd loss we were going to go looking for a new head coach. So there's a lot of pressure on the House this year.
Well, you know, the Senate's not going to go down easy. And one thing I'd like to know, Representative Leger, did you all practice?
No. We used to practice. When we first started about 9 years ago, we would practice like once a week for a couple months leading up to it, but that got old. And now we just kind of show up and throw the ball up in the basket and try to hope it goes in. So it's an interesting game. But the Senate never goes down easy. They always bring in a couple of ringers, and they got King Alexander out there and Judge Fields and some good basketball players in the Senate. And you know, we're going to try to use our bench to get to them and try to pull it out at the end.
Well, no doubt the 4th quarter will be the telltale quarter. It is a little bit of an endurance test, and I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you. It's just like the NBA. It all comes down to the last 2 minutes, except they actually play good basketball.
Kind of like in the legislature. It all comes back down to the last
Thank
couple
you guys
weeks.
for doing this.
Thank
We're
you
happy
all.
to
We
be doing this
appreciate it.
for a great cause, and somebody's going to win a basketball court in their district. It'll be fun.
Thank you. We
Thanks
appreciate
all the
it.
sponsors.
Yes, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks a lot to State Representative Walt Leger. The New Orleans Pelicans and Cox Communications, the main sponsors of this great HoopLA basketball event. House is taking the lead here 6-4 as the Senate has hit a bit of a scoring drought right now.
Well, that's kind of the way the session goes, right? The House gets ahead in the beginning, and then Senate has the final say. We'll see if they can finish it off with a win. Here's Judge Wilson Fields. Served in the Senate and is now a judge here in the 19th JDC.
And his brother Cleo Fields had a big role in starting this basketball game some 15 years ago. Battle for it out of bounds.
This kind of reminded me of that story. Van Chancellor, he was speaking to the Baton Rouge Rotary one time. And they said, Coach Chancellor, do you have a good team? He goes, let me tell you something. I got a lot of shooters. Don't have a lot of makers, but I got a lot of shooters. We're going to get a lot of shots off tonight. Let's see how many makers we have.
And we have a timeout on the court with 13 minutes left to go in the first half. The great in-game activities that you see at New Orleans Pelicans games, they bring them here to HoopLA 2017 while these lawmakers catch their breath. It's been a long day at the Capitol, so they need a chance here to get some water, catch their legs a little bit, and get out there and get ready for the remainder of this first half.
Yeah, they're not in basketball shape. I'll tell you, Cameron Henry, the chairman of the Appropriations Committee, playing some really, really tough defense right on King Alexander. That's kind of what he's been doing at the Capitol, but we'll see how it plays out tonight.
As you've heard during our broadcast, we end up having a couple of basketball courts refurbished after all the money is collected from this event. The lawmaker that we're going to talk to now has had a basketball refurbished in his district, so we'll send it back to Paula Davis and Sharon Hewitt. Let's send it back to them.
Thank you so much. We are here with Representative Pierre from Lafayette, and his hometown was the lucky recipient of a new refurbished basketball court last year. Representative Pierre, tell us what that meant to your hometown.
such a great thing that we were able to bring back a project that was a worthy cause for a park that was in dire need of refurbishing. And thanks to this particular event, we were able to bring back that court. Folks from our city are so happy, and hopefully today we'll be able to bring back another one. But we're excited, and this is a great thing, great opportunity for all of the cities in our state to do something worthy for their city.
It really is. And how long have you been in the HoopLA? How long have you been playing?
This is actually my 4th year, and it's been fun every year. We've had so much great time, just the camaraderie amongst the Senate and the House, to be able to have fun with your colleagues and work together for such a worthy cause.
And I see we have a guest behind us. Pierre is behind us. Oh, Pierre is beyond Vincent Pierre.
Pierre, my big cousin Pierre.
That's right, that's right.
I'm just so happy that he's been with us. He was in Lafayette when we unveiled the court in Lafayette, and we're just so happy that we're able to participate in such a worthy cause again with our great mascot Pierre.
Well, we'll see if you'll get the court again this year. I don't know, you have a lot of competition.
We're hoping we got competition, but we're going to win it. Bring it to Lafayette. Let's have fun.
Good Acadiana.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much to all the Pelicans for the work that they're doing to help make this such a successful event.
It's amazing, yes.
Back to you guys, and back to the game.
How about Walt Leger, who gets done with the interview and hits a 3? You hear about the Sports Illustrated jinx, but apparently Paula Davis and Sharon Hewitt bring good luck to the players they interview.
Walt Leger just had a new daughter, his first child. He's all pumped up, and he comes out here and busts the tray. Got some substitutions. Justice Weimer, who just had the ball, is in for the Senate. Dan Slater from Baton Rouge is in for the Senate as well.
Ball batted around, and this is Cameron Henry, the chairman of the House Appropriations Committee. He shoots it, and the shot is a little short. And here comes Judge Wilson Fields with Ted James checking him into the front court. And Henry with the steal. Good bounce pass to Leger.
Man.
Oh, look at this. A little transition action out to the top of the key. Representative James's shot is no good. And another rebound for Rick Ward.
Rick Ward constantly getting the rebounds here. King Alexander bringing it. Here's Justice Weimer.
Mike Walsworth, the state senator from West Monroe. The shot is no good, and it goes out of bounds. We have another interview, so let's send it back to State Representative Paula Davis and State Senator Sharon Hewitt. They're standing by with one of the starters from this Senate squad that's trailing right now, 9-6. Take it away, guys.
Thanks, guys. We're here with Senator Gary Smith out of Norco. Gary, how long have you been doing this? How long have you been involved in HoopLA?
Hey, since the beginning. I've been doing it since I was in the House, starting in, I guess, about 2000, you know? So, yeah, it's been a long time. It's really evolved over the years, too. It's really become a great event.
So
it
what do you...
used to just be a pickup game, whereas the House and the Senate, we just kind of messed around, raised a little money, and the Pelicans stepping in and Cox, and they've really stepped it up a notch, and we do some great things for the community.
So I know the game is just starting, but how do you feel about the Senate taking home the trophy again this year? Do you
feel great. Yeah, come on. Sharon, we're going to take it home.
Absolutely.
Against all the odds, as in years past, I mean, you know, we got a small squad, but they're powerful.
You do. You do have a few ringers on your squad, but you are a starter.
That's exactly right. Thank you very much. Had a rebound, huh?
There you go.
No points, but a rebound.
Let's see, and it looks like it's 9-6 right now, and it looks like the Senate is in the lead.
You act surprised.
Well, I am a member of the House. I am a little biased.
I am not surprised at all. I know we've been practicing a lot. Isn't that right? The Senate's been practicing quite a bit.
That's exactly right. Unfortunately, mental practice counts almost as much as physical practice. So we've been mentally practicing a lot for this game.
Well, listen, we appreciate you playing. We appreciate your support of such a great event. And go out there and knock down a 3 or 2.
Thank you. With that, I think I will. Thank y'all. It's a great event. I appreciate y'all doing this.
Thank you, Senator Smith. We appreciate it.
Good luck, Senator.
Thank you.
Back to you, Jim.
Cameron Henry knocks down the baseline jumper, and the House is now up its lead to 11-6.
In the House, Cameron Henry meeting King Alexander at half court, playing some tough defense. Actually, during that interview, we did see a foul called on Cameron Henry. And there's a foul on Ted James. Second team foul on the House.
Into Rick Ward, inside the lane, off the glass, and he'll go to line and shoot a couple of free throws.
Fouled by the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee.
So Walt Leger picking up the foul. Running clock here at HoopLA 2017 as we're under 9 minutes. The Senate got off to a good start, but it's been all house lately. Senator Ward's first free throw is in. Cut the lead down to 4.
Only 4 people on the bench for the Senate, so they're trying to pace themselves against a very deep House bench. There's a number of House members we haven't seen yet.
And that is always the difficulty for the Senate. Of course, there's 105 members in the State House of Representatives, 39 state senators, so the House has the advantage with manpower. Walt Leger from way downtown is no good. Walsworth gets the rebound and flips it over to Judge Wilson Fields, and the upper chamber trotting into the front court.
It would certainly be in the Senate's interest to slow this game down. King Alexander kicking it over to Mike Walsworth. Walsworth not taking the open shot, trying to go to the inside, didn't work out. Here's Walt Leger taking it up court.
Leger, and that ball is deflected by Rick Ward, the behind the back pass, but Norby Chabert wasn't ready for it.
A little shake and bake from the man from Livonia. Here comes Dustin Miller out of Opelousas, number 40, represents District 40, and I think he's got a pretty good shot. I was watching the warm-ups. Watch for Miller to try to pop a couple in from the house. Andy Anders in as well.
Andy Anders from Vidalia.
Yep.
As Cameron Henry gets it over to Representative James. The floater in the lane is off the back iron, but he gets his own rebound. Representative Henry swings it around, and we get our first look at Dustin Miller. His shot is no good, though.
And the rebound by
Rick Ward. That's just a broken record. Then we got a foul, I think, on Cameron Henry. It looks like we have another timeout on the court with 6:59 to go before halftime. So while we got a break in the action, let's send it back over to our sideline correspondents, State Representative Paula Davis and State Senator Sharon Hewitt. Take it away, Representative Davis and Senator Hewitt.
Thank you, Jim. We're here with Representative Berthelot from Gonzales. He kind of hobbled on over here to come talk to us. Representative, why aren't you on the court?
Well, Senator, I played a few years when I first got elected, but I realized quickly that those boys were a little bit too rough for me. When I played basketball years ago in elementary school, you didn't get all beat up like you do out here. Senators are really tough on you. So I'm ailing, got a few sore ribs, so that even gave me a better reason not to play.
Well, any excuse that works. I mean, we understand how that goes. Everybody needs a good cheering squad, and I know that you're pulling for your team.
Yes, 100%, 100%. I'm looking forward to a house victory. We've been having a couple of rough years, but like I was saying earlier before we went on live, the Senate is not playing by the rules. You cannot bring in judges and the president of LSU.
Exactly.
I mean, that's wrong. What you see on here behind me, House members, 100%.
That's
now,
right.
Tell me, Senator, what you think about it?
I think that sometimes you have to do whatever it takes to get the job done. That's how we roll in the Senate.
Yeah, the last few years, y'all been doing what you had to do, bringing all these ringers in.
Well, and quickly, before we have to go back to the court, I understand that Ascension Paris was the recipient of one of the courts one year.
That's correct. It was a court that I had submitted, but I didn't win it. Senator Amade submitted it also. And so the city actually put up some money with the HoopLA, and it is a beautiful facility. And without HoopLA, it wouldn't have got done. So this is a great idea, and Representative Schroeder's done a good job over the years, and we raised a lot of money. So it's all good. Thank you.
All for a good cause.
Very good.
Thank you, Representative Berthelot.
Appreciate y'all.
Back to you, Jim.
11-8 is the score, and look at that. Oh, but Representative Pierre had a nice move there.
Wholesale changes from the house. That's Greg Miller out of Norco that just hit that shot. John Schroeder, our host tonight, is in the game. And Larry Bagley in the game. I was telling Jeff before the game, number 7, Bagley, played at Southeastern for a couple of years, was the MVP at Baptist Christian. And by the way, first game he ever played at Southeastern, he got to defend against guess who?
Pete Maravich.
Pistol Pete. He only scored 52 against Larry that night. It was a low night for the Pistol. But Bagley's an old basketball player and basketball coach, and was very, very good friends with Tre'Davious White. He and Lil Shaq went way, way back.
You look at Gregory Miller there in your screen. John Schroeder, oh, quick inbound pass, and the shot might have been deflected. All right, we have another interview. We were talking about Neil Abramson earlier tonight, probably the most busiest man at the state capitol this session, with it being a fiscal session. And State Representative Paul Davis and State Senator Sharon Hewitt are standing by with State Representative Neil Abramson from New Orleans. Take it away.
Thanks, guys. We're here with Chairman of Ways and Means, Neil Abramson from New Orleans. So, Neil, how are you enjoying this evening?
Oh, it's fantastic, and of course, it's for a great cause.
It's so for a great cause. Now, you are considered the ringer for the House.
Well, that's what everybody says, but I'm trying to show it on the course. Not going too well tonight, but we're having fun.
You're having a lot of fun, and I think we're winning right now,
Yeah,
13-8.
Well, I'm going to take credit for the team after we're winning.
Exactly, exactly. And you were also the recipient of a port in New Orleans.
I did. I was very fortunate enough to win the lottery draw a few years ago, and the Hornets, the Pelicans came out with the HoopLA proceeds and helped refurbish the court. And I pass by it all the time, and it's fantastic to see the kids being able to use it and play on it. It's wonderful.
It's fantastic.
Representative, so what's the strategy tonight? I know the House has not won for the last 2 years. What's the game plan?
We're just trying to score more points than the Senate, and about at this level, that's all we can ask for.
That's right. Well, sometimes it's just the most simple strategies that work, but...
That's right. We're thinking the Senate might be a little older than us in years, so we're trying to play a little more man-to-man defense to wear them down. So far, it seems to be working.
Well, I guess we'll know in the fourth quarter. So, but you look really smooth out there. You're definitely one of the better athletes on the court. You played a little ball, I would assume, in your heyday.
Well, but back in the day, which was another lifetime, I played a little basketball. So, and it's fun to get out here at least once a year. And the best part about it, it's a great cause, but we also get to try to beat the Senate.
That's right. Well, I think the Senate is up for the challenge. We wish you lots of luck. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you.
All right, Jim.
Still a close game here with 3.5 and counting before halftime. Dustin Miller with it. The House up by 2 with the basketball. Bounce pass there, just a little bit too far for Larry Bagley.
Looks like it's been a while since Bag's been on the court. Thank God Pistol would score 102 on him tonight. The Senate's definitely trying to slow this game down, which they have to in order to have a chance. Here's King Alexander.
From the corner, and it rims out, and John Schroeder with the rebound.
A lot of people don't know King Alexander, I think that's his preferred exercise. He plays a lot of basketball over at the student union, at the student gym, and plays with a lot of the students. He uses that opportunity to interact and talk to a lot of the kids that go to LSU. He loves playing basketball.
Chad Brown, State Representative Chad Brown has entered the game. Here's Representative Bagley, knocks it down.
There's the Bags.
He heard Jim Nickel calling him out, and Larry Bagley drains the jumper, and the House is up by 4.
Making Baptist Christian proud.
Wild shot by Senator Chabert, and it goes out of bounds. Well, Senator Chabert, he said, I was just that close from knocking it down.
Chabert hadn't left the court. He's considered young in the Senate.
Here's Chad Brown from the outside. That's no good. Oh, good rebound, good box out there, but it won't go for Gary Miller.
Here's Rick Ward.
We got 2 House members colliding in the backcourt.
Our goal tonight is to not have any. Oh, wow, Rick Ward.
The pull-up jumper, knocking it down, and it's a 2-point game. Senate is hanging in there. That's as you mentioned, they want to slow it down. They don't have the personnel that the House has. They just want to make it a close game. And then just like how it works at the Capitol, where the Senate always seems to have the last say, especially with the budget, they want to have the last say in this game. There's a nice little ball movement, results in a layup for John Schroeder.
Yeah, they moved the ball around there. That's good ball movement by the House. And you're right, that's what happens at the Capitol. The House gets going with a full head of steam, and the Senate always says, whoa, let's slow down. And oh my God, Rick Ward, he almost shot that from Livonia, where he's from.
Ted James bringing it up. And then a foul called on Rick Ward. And it looks like we are ready for our next interview. So let's send it back over to Paula Davis, the state representative from Baton Rouge, and Senator Sharon Hewitt.
We're here with Representative Stuart Bishop. He's
Stephen Dwight, Representative Stephen Dwight from Lake Charles. Stuart Bishop is here tonight. No, thank you. So this is Representative Stephen Dwight from Lake Charles, and you're not dressed out tonight.
I'm not. I played last year, had a good time last year. I'm going to let some other members play. There's some freshmen that need to come out and play tonight and show us what they have. I think I showed everybody what I had last
Well, the House does have a few more members than the Senate, so I'm sure they appreciate you
I think so.
sitting out this time.
I left it all on the court last year, so I didn't need to bring it back this year.
We did. So how are you enjoying this evening?
It's good. You know, we're a little behind, I think, but
I think we are 20. We're winning 20 to 15.
Oh, we're ahead, so that's good. You know, they're playing hard. We need to run them a little bit, push them a little bit, make them. You know, we have a bigger bench, so we need to make sure they run a lot more than we do.
Well, we're working hard on the Senate side. I know that the House is too. We have a great crowd here tonight. There's lots of activities for the kids. There's lots of food and drink. It's really a great event.
It is. It's a great family atmosphere. There's plenty of stuff for the kids to do. The Pelicans are here. You know, it's supporting the state, supporting HoopLA and everything that they do for the state. It's a great event. It's a great cause.
It absolutely is a great cause. Well, thank you for being here, and keep cheering for the House. They're going to need every little bit of help they can get.
I think so. Thank you all for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, Jim.
And we are at halftime at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. The House has a commanding 22-15 lead over the upper chamber in HoopLA 2017. We'll have more from the Pete Maravich Assembly Center when we come back. The Louisiana House of Representatives leading the Louisiana Senate in 2017 HoopLA, presented by Cox Communications and the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm Jeff Palermo, along with lobbyist Jim Nickel, as a halftime entertainment taking place right now. Earlier, I had a chance to speak with the great governor of our state, John Bel Edwards. Governor John Bel Edwards, this is one of the great events that lawmakers get involved in every year. We're glad that you're here, part of it. Tell us what you think of this event. You were a former state lawmaker in the State House of Representatives. You never played in this game, but I know you had a lot of respect for this contest.
I do, and by the way, it's for a great cause, and John Schroeder has done a lot of work with this over the years. I mean, this isn't just something that started last year or the year before. He's been doing this for a number of years. And so I appreciate him and all the players who play. I never was a basketball player. Basketball season was a time to rest between football and baseball for me. But being a former House member, I'll be rooting for the House, although I don't want to upset the folks in the Senate because I'm depending on them to do a lot of good work here in the next couple of weeks.
No doubt about that. When you talk about as far as what the lawmakers do in this state, a lot of them think, a lot of the public think, well, they just come to the Capitol for a couple of months and then they go back to their districts. But this gives people an idea that they are really all about the community and trying to better the state.
Look, we have a lot of tremendous people, good people who are serving in the legislature from all over the state, both in the House and the Senate. And this is an example of a lot of the things that they do. But, you know, being a legislator is not really a part-time job. I know that's the way it's depicted. But obviously you come to session. But even when you're not in session, the constituents that you represent, you know, they expect to see you and be able to get a hold of you, and you call them back and meet with them and that sort of thing. And so there's an awful lot of work that goes into it. And the people in the legislature are good people. Obviously, we have disagreements, but they're good people.
Yeah. Well, in an event like this, we put politics aside, and this is all about benefiting the state of Louisiana. I know you said you're not much of a basketball player, but the courts that they've been able to refurbish because of what they've been able to do here, because of the Pelicans and Cox, it's really impressive.
Well, the Pelicans do a great job, and you know I put in for that every year, even though I wasn't playing. I was able to put in for it, and we weren't able to win that. But I've seen the courts that they have resurfaced, the work that they've done, and it provides a tremendous opportunity for a lot of kids. And if you'll check, it goes in underserved communities. It goes in the communities that really need it the most. And so this is a great cause, as I was mentioning. I appreciate John Schroeder, but everybody who plays. I still don't know how the Senate gets to have all these extra players who are not in the legislature, but God bless them.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Governor, for spending a few minutes with us tonight, and it's great that you stopped by to watch this outstanding basketball game.
Yes, sir. I'm predicting a close contest tonight.
All right, Governor John Bell Edwards. And we continue our halftime festivities. It was great hearing from Governor John Bell Edwards being a part of this. Yep. It's always great when the governor can come by and watch these lawmakers compete. Again, it's a night for everyone involved, because there is a lot of high stakes, a lot of pressure there at the Capitol. Everybody's trying to do what they think is right. So this is just a good night to just get that all out of the way and have a little fun.
Yeah, I think these members appreciate the governor taking time to spend it with them. He knows it's a good cause. He knows it's a good event for everyone to blow off a little steam. Good for him to show up.
Who also showed up here tonight, the head coach of the New Orleans Pelicans, had a chance to speak with him earlier tonight, Alvin Gentry. Well, Coach Gentry, this is a great event every year. Talk about why you think it's so important for the Pelicans to be involved in HoopLA 2017.
Well, the main thing I think is that, you know, we want to be a state team. You know, we want to be the Louisiana Pelicans, and I just think, you know, being involved in this event gives us an opportunity to have much more exposure to, you know, really the northern part of the state and everything that it has to do with it. And anyone that knows the Bensons, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Benson, know that they're all about anything that's for the community and helping the community. So, you know, it's just part of the pedigree of who we are as an organization.
And during this event, they raised enough money to refurbish 2 basketball courts in the state. For someone that has played basketball and coached basketball, how important is it for kids to have that opportunity to go to a park and play at a really good basketball court?
Well, you know, I've had the opportunity. I was at one that we put in Covington and at the dedication there. And I think to have the quality of the court that they put there, I think it's second to none. I think the kids will really enjoy the situation. And I know that we're looking to put one in the northern part of the state now, as well as, you know, another one in the area down south. So I just think it gives the kids an opportunity to go out. They have a safe place where they can go. It's a real quality court, and if anyone wants to learn the game, they have an opportunity to do it.
You probably wish you had a court like that when you were growing up, huh?
Well, we played actually on dirt. What we did is that we took water and we put it and we packed it down and we let it dry, and that was our hardwood court. Okay.
I know you're involved in a lot of things. One other thing that you're involved in is the Boys and Girls Club. I'll give you a second to talk about your involvement in that and why that's so important to you.
Well, it's so important because that's what you grow up with. In my hometown of Shelby, North Carolina, that was a safe haven for all of us. And you have so many people there that's so influential in your life that when you go through the Boys Club, there's been so many people. You can just start naming them all. Shaq is a Boys Club, Denzel Washington. There's just so many people like that the Boys Club was so important to them. And that's the way I feel. You know, it gave me an opportunity to learn the game of basketball. Also gave you an opportunity to learn discipline. You know, there are situations there where they just teach you how to handle life situations, not just the game part of the basketball part, but in that club there's so many people that are so influential. So the Boys Club is always a great organization. It's going to continue, the Boys and Girls Club, and it's going to continue to be.
Coach, thanks a lot for spending a few minutes with us, and it's great to see you out in the community. I know you got a lot of other great things that you'll be doing during the course of the off season. So good luck in the upcoming season, and congratulations on all the great work you do in the community.
All right, I really appreciate it.
Great night of activities here at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. We're at halftime of HoopLA 2017. We'll have more when we come back on YurView. We're moments away from starting the second half of HoopLA 2017, presented by Cox Communications and the New Orleans Pelicans. Before we get to the action, we have another interview for you. State Senator Rick Ward is standing by with our legislative correspondents, Paula Davis and Sharon Hewitt.
Thank you, Jim. We're here with Senator Rick Ward. Rick, you are the youngest man on the Senate team. Tell me, what's the strategy for your team?
Well, the strategy was to conserve enough energy to make it through the full game. So hopefully we've done that in the first half. I think the score shows that we may have conserved too much, but hopefully we have enough to finish the game out strong.
I think absolutely the plan ought to be to finish strong. So did you play basketball at some time in your younger days?
I did. I played in junior high and high school like a lot of us do. Enjoyed it. I still enjoy playing. I just don't get to as much. It shows too, so.
When I saw that you have your son Hudson here,
Yeah.
so I'm sure you get a little bit of activity outside with him.
Oh yeah, I have 3 kids. They all keep me busy. And so we have a basketball goal in the backyard. We play a good bit. Not enough, but we try and stay active. So
Well, I see they're having a lot of fun over there. They're absolutely adorable, and I know he's loving watching you play.
Well, thank you. Well, this is a great event. We're always excited to come here and play in it, and hopefully one lucky community will get a beautiful court out of it. So.
Thank you so much for participating. Thank you. Back to you, Jim.
All right, thanks a lot. As Neil Aberson starting off the second half of a jump shot, and the House extending its lead at this point. That was a 3-pointer. It's now a 10-point game. The House leading the Senate 25-15.
House opening up with their original lineup that they started the game. Stefanski, the new kid from Crowley, Louisiana, youngster. And here's Stagney taking it up the court with a nice pass to Stefanski.
And it was rejected by the rim. What's worse, getting your shot blocked by the rim or having a bill defeated in committee?
Well, for a freshman like him, probably he's had a few bills defeated too. He's probably used to it now. No, Stefanski's gotten off to a really good start. I think he's going to be a solid guy. He took Jack Monasse's place. Monasse was the representative from that area and was appointed Secretary of Wildlife and Fisheries. Stefanski won that seat in a special election just about a month ago.
Ted James bringing it up. Long jump shot there, and that's good. Some long range.
Joe Stagney. Wow.
Joe Stagney from Kenner, again, just elected to the House of Representatives. And the Senate might be asking for a recount in that district.
Well, the House is going with some newbies, and the newbies are laying it on them.
Rick Ward, after the interview, misses the jump shot.
Well, this game's getting to be. The Senate's not going to have the luxury of slowing the game down. They need the ball to be able to score and get back in it.
Neil Amerson for 3. Now, you don't want to get too 3 happy if you're the House.
That's right.
That's what cost the Cleveland Cavaliers a victory the other night.
Here's Judge Fields, who I think plays a lot of pickup ball when he's not in the courthouse.
And we have a foul as Blake Miguez fouling Rick Ward. Let's send it to our next interview. State Representative Cameron Henry, the chairman of the House Appropriations Committee, standing by with State Senator Sharon Hewitt and State Representative Paula Davis.
Thanks, guys. I have with me Chairman of the House Appropriations Committee, Cameron Henry, and I'm sure he's very excited tonight to be here playing a little bit of basketball because he's been working on our budget so hard for the past month and a half.
It's always a wonderful stress relief to come out and be able to throw a few elbows into some senators. It really is relaxing. I wish we did this 2 or 3 times a week. Unfortunately, it's just once a session, but maybe we'll double it up next year.
Hopefully we can bring back the trophy to the House this year.
I think we have about a 15-point lead now, and obviously the age and the experience of the senators are catching up to them pretty bad, so a lot of aching and pain going out there, a lot of limping, so I'm fairly confident we'll be able to win. Oh, hey, Senator.
You pretended like I wasn't listening.
I apologize for that. I sometimes have a tendency to ignore the Senate. Don't take that personal.
Well, you know what they say, the Senate can fix anything that the House gives us, so I predict that we're going to finish strong in the 4th quarter.
Well, as I'm watching the game right now, it looks like y'all really don't even have a lot of players on the court. It looks like somebody just fell down. They brought out a walker for someone. There's a wheelchair. I don't think Conrad's supposed to be in a wheelchair. It's going to be a good game for y'all. Thank y'all for doing this.
Thank you, Chairman Henry. We appreciate it.
Back to you, Jeff.
State Representative Cameron Henry, also a very busy man during a fiscal session, being the chairman of the main budget committee in the House.
Yeah, he authors HB1, which is the state budget, and of course that bill is now in the Senate. There's Stefanski's chart again. You know, Henry's got a tough job. I mean, the state has had a fiscal challenge for well in 9 years, and trying to balance our budget without new revenue has become a big job and challenge for him and all of the House.
F. King Alexander fouled on the play by Joe Stagney. I'd like to see F. King Alexander and Joe Stagney in a one-on-one, you know, or a game of horse, maybe.
Might be able to get that going. King is in his house shooting a little charity shot.
Yeah, I guess that would only be appropriate, right?
That's right.
I mean,
they're going to redo this place, right?
yes, that's the plan. There will be a new video board here, at least for the next season, and I know there's a lot of excitement with the men's basketball season coming up with the new head coach in Will Lade.
I'm excited. I'm excited about it. He's got some new players coming in, and I've always enjoyed LSU basketball. I know folks are going to be excited about that.
Representative Stagney bringing it up, and while he does that, we have another interview. So let's send it over to State Senator Sharon Hewitt and State Representative Paula Davis.
I'm here with Representative Lyons. Representative, what do you think about the game so far?
It's going real good. We're winning. That's the main thing.
Well, you have a commanding lead, no doubt about it. Tell us about, are you hoping to get a court in your district based on this?
Absolutely. We submitted for a court. We have a lot of work that's needed to us. This is a good opportunity for us to do that. And tonight's going to be we're going to win twice tonight. We're going to win the court, and we're going to win on this court.
Well, Rodney, I love your infectious attitude. You are so positive. Just like when on the House floor, Rodney's always a very positive member of the House, one of my freshman colleagues, and you're doing a great job tonight.
You are too.
Oh, thank you.
This is good. You got the best job.
I think I have a pretty good job.
Pretty good job. So, Senator, my condolences to you right now for this win tonight that we're going to get from the House side.
You know, the last interview was a little bit of trash talking between Cameron Henry and Senator Hewitt here, and you're kind of playing on that.
Well, it's not really trash. I'm only speaking facts. That it's time for us to get a win. So we're going to get a win tonight.
You all sound a little bit desperate. Just know the Senators always finish strong.
Oh.
Okay, well, you got a lot of room to go right now to finish, so we'll be all right. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative Lyons. Thank you. Back to you, Jeff.
31-18 is the score as the Senate's struggling to get back into this game, but the House has been a little careless with the basketball here lately, so this might be the opportunity for the upper chamber to make their move. F. King Alexander eyes the three, and it doesn't go. Ted James clears the rebound, loses it. Walt Leger, the fancy pass over to Neil Aberson. Aberson, the bounce pass. Miguez tried to finish that fast break opportunity or slow break opportunity, however you want to look at it.
Got to give the House credit. They're moving the ball around well and sharing it, and there's Abramson with the spinning turnaround.
Yeah, spinning fadeaway jump shot in the lane. And now F. King Alexander is fouled by Representative Cameron Henry. We have a stoppage on the court, 12:55 left to go in the game. House leading the Senate 33-18. We'll speak with someone that has been in both the House and the Senate, is currently a state senator in Baton Rouge, and that's Dan Clater. Let's send it over to State Senator Sharon Hewitt and Representative Paula Davis.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jeff. We're here with Senator Dan Clater from Baton Rouge. Dan, have you been playing in this game in the past?
Yeah, over the years I have, but I broke my heel 2 years ago, so this is my welcome back party.
Well, what's the problem with the Senate? We seem like we're a few points behind.
Well, that's just the way it works. It takes a while before the House will send over an instrument that we can work with. And so it just takes a little while.
Gotcha. Okay, so what's your strategy?
Well, if I gave it to a House member right now, it wouldn't really work if I gave it to you.
I promise I won't tell.
Well, I think the strategy is just see if we can hang with your 105-man bench.
That is true.
105 to 39. We kind of go with the Chinese bandit deal where we go in and
I do admit we have a little bit of an advantage having more House members in Senate, but you do have a few ringers on there, and you're doing pretty well.
Well, we're in there. We're going to get some of Senator's robots, where she's been developing these issues with the kids in STEM and math and science research. And so next year when we come back, she's going to have a robot for us.
Amazing program that Senator Hewitt is promoting.
I love the challenge, and I believe we will have a robot next year.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Senator Clater. Thank you. Back to you, Jeff.
Jim, Senator Clater has sponsored some drone legislation in the past. Senate might need to work in a drone or something to help them in a game like tonight.
Yeah, they could certainly use a drone to drop in a few baskets for them. It is not easy for the Senate tonight. They clearly, the lack of depth is showing up. The House is bringing in a few new players right now, so we'll see.
And we keep having state senators come by to talk. Apparently they're getting a little winded, so let's send it back over to Paula Davis and Senator Hewitt as they are talking with Senator Mike Walsworth from West Monroe.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Senator Mike Walsworth from North Louisiana, and Mike was a member of the House of Representatives for about 12 years, I believe, and has been in the Senate for 10 years. Okay, so you've played in this for 14 years.
Yes, 22 years in a row I played in this game.
Well,
And
have you ever won a court for your district?
No, never. We've
Not
never
yet.
had anybody in North Louisiana win, but we're going to do that this time. We're going to do one in the south and one in the north.
Oh, I like that idea.
So it's a great thing, it really is.
It is. Regardless of who gets the court, someone in the state is going to benefit, and it's a great
We've
cause.
done 8 courts. We'll do 9 and 10 this year. Yeah, we've raised over $300,000 go to courts, and this year we're going to do some to the some nonprofits that are out there, and we're going to spend the money that we raise. And we want to thank all the sponsors that help us out in that. We wouldn't raise this money without everybody else being in there.
Well, Senator, we know you have worked with Representative Schroeder over the years to sponsor this event, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate it, and I'm sure it's been a thrill to see the joy on the faces of the kids when you have the new courts.
And they look fantastic, and it's just a lot of fun. And we've had a couple of House members win it 2 or 3 times.
That's right.
But it's been a lot of fun. And
I think last year we had a House member win it, so maybe we'll have a House member win it
I'm not
this
sure
year.
we've ever had a senator that won this, so maybe we'll luck up this time and do it.
Thank you, Senator Walsworth.
Thank y'all.
Play
Thanks,
hard.
Cox.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Jeff.
Not sure what happened to Representative Thomas Bagneris.
Yeah, just, maybe just too much too soon. Wide open court and wide open pass, and,
they have
here's the replay, Jeff.
They have the Bagneris rule in the Senate, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not.
Well, the good news is it doesn't look like he was hurt. He could have really hurt his wrist there on that.
Boy, that's like getting your bill involuntary deferred there with that kind of crash into the court. Right. All right, here's Cameron Henry. The House is up by a dozen points. Walt Leger loses it out of bounds. One of the key players for the state House has been Baton Rouge Representative Ted James, who has been an important figure in the Baton Rouge community with everything that has happened here over the last year. And State Representative Paula Davis and State Senator Sharon Hewitt are standing by with Representative James.
Thank you, Representative James. We're here on the sideline, and we appreciate you taking time out for the game. I'm actually kind of thinking maybe I'm just going to filibuster and keep you here for the next 10 minutes or so. It might be the only chance the Senate has in getting back into this game. How are you enjoying the game so far?
Look, I'm having fun, but I also want to always thank Cox for always supporting this lovely event. It's a time for us to kind of let our hair down, so to speak, and have fun for a good cause.
You don't have much hair to let down, Representative.
Look, that's just a figure of speech. After a tough session, it's good to come out and have some fun.
That's right, that's right. And I have a very serious question for you. You're not going to let the House down this year, right?
Look, last year I made a big mistake at the end. I dropped about 15 pounds, so hopefully we can keep this lead.
Well, you're sweating pretty well, so you might be dropping a few more pounds this evening.
Well, we hope so. This is a very fun game, and I hope the House, we lost the last 2 years, so we got to keep this lead going.
We're in the lead, so go back out there.
Let's go. And thank you again, Cox.
Thank you, Jeff.
The state Senate has had numerous opportunities to get the deficit back underneath double digits, and Senator Ward will go to the line and shoot a couple of free throws.
Rick Ward, I mean, if the Senate has an MVP, it's got to be him. He's given it everything he's got, and he needs to make these 2 just to keep it interesting with 9.5 left to play. The Senate has an opportunity, I think, to close here, but the window's closing quickly.
Rick Ward takes his time at the free throw line, and the first free throw is good, and it's an 11-point game. We've seen a lot of a freshman lawmaker, Blake Miguez from ERATH, who is on the Appropriations Committee, if I'm correct. And let's send it over to State Representative Paula Davis and State Senator Sharon Hewitt, guys.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Representative Blake Miguez out of New Iberia. Blake, you're doing a bit of a different kind of shooting tonight, aren't you?
That's right. I'm used to shooting handguns, but tonight we're shooting basketball.
So how are you doing? Are you scoring any points?
I think I drew first blood for the House, but I'm mainly a defender here.
There you go. I like that. I like that. So how long have you been playing on in the HoopLA game?
I played 1 year my first year. Last year I was out with the flu, so it's good to be back on the court.
Well, we're glad to have you back. We like all the house members that we have. We can rotate them in and out.
That's right, we got plenty of us.
Yeah.
Representative, you're one of the younger members of the team. Don't you think that gives the house kind of an unfair advantage?
Well, I think so. We have a lot of players, but the Senate looks like they've got the referees bought off, so it's about even.
Oh.
That was just a joke to my senators. Don't
There
take
we
that
go.
seriously. I've seen senators out there I've never seen before in the Capitol, so it's been very interesting.
Well, you know, we do whatever it takes to win sometimes.
Believe me, do I know.
Well, thank you so much for coming out tonight. We appreciate you participating and helping to raise awareness to the, to this cause.
Well, thank you so much. You girls are doing a wonderful job, and y'all are the best faces of the team. I can tell you that. The best looking gals on the court.
We're trying. Hopefully you'll get a court in your area this year.
I hope so. I got my fingers crossed twice. We get 2 chances.
There you go. There you
go.
go.
Thank y'all so much. I
Good luck.
appreciate it.
Back to you, Jeff.
Judge Wilson Fields fouled by State Representative Vincent Pierre, so now Judge Fields will go to the line. Clock ticking away, though, 7.5 and counting, and a 12-point lead for the House.
Certainly don't think it's a planned strategy, but if the Senate can continue to get fouled, A, they get some rest, and B, they get a chance to try to get back in this game. We'll see if that works out.
Second free throw coming up from Judge Fields, and the second one, he drained it, and it's an 11-point game. Walt Leger, the long outlet pass to Representative Pierre, and it just gets away from Representative Henry. And it's stolen away by Norby Chabert. Up to Rick Ward. Ward
with the spin move.
And he'll go to the line and I think shoot a couple of free throws here.
And we'll get some substitutions. Looks like Andy Anders, Smoke Russell, the Senate Sergeant Arms, serving as head coach, is doing a pretty good job of substituting players in and out. Looks like the Senate is self-coached, which is sort of the norm anyway.
Well, we've talked to a lot of lawmakers from around the area. Let's now head over to the North Shore. Representative Stephen Pugh from Ponchatoula is standing by with State Senator Sharon Hewitt and Paula Davis.
Thank you, Jeff. We're here with Representative Pugh. Representative, you're a little bit overdressed for the ball game.
Well, I came right from the House, and I support this because it's so good for our communities and for the different individuals that win the courts in their town. And so it's always good to give back. So I'm a supporter of it. I don't play, and I just enjoy the good food.
We do have a lot of good food, a lot of good sponsors. Have you ever played in HoopLA?
No, I haven't.
So you're just a great supporter of the House.
Great supporter of it, yes. Because where else can you go and get a lucky dog without having to wait in line, not have to step through the gutters in all of New Orleans? So this is a wonderful event.
Good point, good point. Well, we appreciate you being here and cheering us on.
Glad to be here.
The House is winning, so I think you're a good luck charm.
I hope so. Thank y'all for having this on Cox Cable TV, because it's all about publicity. It's all about, relationships, and this builds a good relationship with the community and let them know that we're not just over here making laws and sitting in chamber, but we're out to have a good time as well as raise money for basketball and for the communities. So thank y'all.
Thank you, Representative Pugh. We appreciate you being here. Thank you.
We return to action, just under 7 minutes to go. The House leading by 11, 35-24. State Senator Norby Chabert looking to inbound it. Ball batted around, and it's stolen by the House. Chabert trying to get it back. Look out, as we almost had Dustin Miller in our laps.
That's a key turnover for the Senate. They needed to keep possession of this ball, like you said, just under the 7-minute mark. If they're not going to win this game, they want to keep it respectable. There's a lot of bragging rights on the line. Tomorrow, the trophy will be presented into the chamber of the winning body, and of course, there'll be a lot of razzing by the guys and gals. So you want to make sure if you lose, you don't make it too embarrassing. And here's the judge back at the charity stripe.
Judge Wilson Fields, former state senator, now a judge in the 19th JDC. Free throw is off the back iron and no good.
Let me tell you, he takes this game seriously. He looks forward to it every year, and I tell you, he wants to make these free throws really bad.
And the second one is no good. He's going to get 3 free throws. I didn't recognize that he was fouled while shooting a 3. Now he'll try a different tact here. And shooting it from an angle, he's able to make it.
You know, it's kind of like politics, all about the angle sometimes. You know, you got to pick the right spot.
35-25. It's a 10-point game. Bounce pass, nicely done, but missing. The layup was Dustin Miller.
Stefanski cleaning it up.
Wow, Stefanski's been huge for the house. John Stefanski.
He's the only one out there not breathing hard or sweating. I don't think this has really been a big deal to him.
Senator Milkovich got it stripped from behind. Ted James past 2 defenders. Now he'll curl back, and the house will set up the offense. Good pass to Stefanski, who will go to the line and shoot a couple of free throws.
John Stefanski, hailing out of Crowley, an attorney, got in the house pretty quickly and has really shown that he takes his job very seriously. You know, Crowley, hotbed of a lot of politics.
Yes.
Edmund Edwards, of course, we lost a great guy to Crowley this week. Billy Broadhurst, who served as an advisor to a number of governors, passed away, and I know the folks in Crowley will be wishing his family well. So
all
Stefanski,
4 terms for Governor Edwards. He was his personal aide,
That's
wasn't
right.
he?
Sure was.
Second free throw here from Representative Stefanski is good. Let's send it back over to our sideline correspondents, Paula Davis and Sharon Hewitt, standing by with State Representative Patrick Connick.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Representative Connick from New Orleans, who is not dressed out tonight, and mentioned to me earlier that he has played in the past years, but tonight, why aren't you dressed out?
I played the past, but now that I'm over 50, I decided to hang up my jersey. So I'd rather sit back and have a hot dog and enjoy the game from the sideline. So.
Well, in the Senate, being over 50 is not an excuse. You have to play no matter what.
Listen, I think we're wearing you guys out on the House side, both in the court and in the session. But
Oh, we're definitely wearing him out on the court because I think we're winning by a pretty good margin, 38-25, so yeah.
You never can say never, but you guys got the master of John Ilario on your side, so we'll see what happens.
Well, if anybody could pull out a win, it would be President Ilario. So I haven't seen him in the House tonight, but I know that somewhere he's working behind the scenes to pull this all together.
He's working, and I'm from Marrero in Harbor.
Marrero.
New Orleans is across the river, so it's close.
It's close.
But we're all the region, and we all work together, so
yeah.
It's all Louisiana. So.
That's right.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. It's a great cause, and we appreciate all of your support.
Thank you, guys, and y'all doing a great job. So.
Thank you. We appreciate you coming out here and cheering on the house.
Take care.
Thank you,
Jeff.
And the house is, it's a rout right now,
Yeah,
Jim, as the house is up by 16. Rick Ward with the long 3 that goes awry.
Sort of a sign of the times, I think maybe 10 years ago when relationships were a little cozier in the Senate and the House. They may have had some kind of mercy. There's no mercy tonight. I think the House wants to really pile it on these guys.
President Alexander finds Judge Fields.
Yeah, I wonder if President Larry over here tonight at the scoreboard might start malfunctioning at some point. Maybe have a blackout, something along those lines. But him not being here, these guys are on their own. And Rick Ward's on his own right now, just battling. Where's the rest of the Senate?
Blake Miguez hands it off to Ted James, and finally F. King Alexander clears the rebound as we hit the 2-minute mark. And the 2 minutes, these 2 minutes couldn't go by fast enough for the Senate, down by 18. Let's talk with State Representative Steve Carter from Baton Rouge. He's with Sharon Hewitt and State Representative Paula Davis.
Thank you, Jeff. We're here with Representative Steve Carter. Steve, what does it feel like to be back at LSU? I understand you were a coach back in the day.
That was a long time ago. It feels great. I mean, this is my alma mater. In fact, I went to high school at University High, which is on campus. And in fact, this place has been here for a long time. Back when Dale Brown first came, and I understand they're going to renovate it. So it'll be a very nice arena where they'll have suites and a lot of really good things for people to come out and watch good LSU basketball and women's basketball and volleyball. All the sports are here. Gymnastics.
So you were an LSU tennis coach. Have you ever played basketball?
Oh yeah, I used to play all the time. I would play if I weren't so old. I know I look young, but I'm old.
You do look very young.
I've been under the weather a little bit. My wife told me, you come out here and play and we'll see you later. And I said, oh, no, I won't play then. But I love that. I love all sports. In high school, I lettered in 6 sports in high school.
Oh, wow.
I'll play
Was
any
basketball
sport.
one of them?
Basketball was one of them. All of them. I love any sport.
Well, this is a great facility. LSU is wonderful to allow us to hold this charity event every year, and they've been wonderful. It's a very professional setup, and we're very thankful and appreciative. Thank you, Representative Carter.
Well, thank y'all for what y'all do. Y'all doing a great job.
Thank you,
Jeff.
Representative Carter. Thank you, Coach.
Back in the action, and Pierre Pelican has actually scored for the Senate. It's gotten that desperate right now for, or that he scored for the House, didn't he?
The House doesn't need any more help, I tell you.
Yeah, Pierre, he might have traveled there. I'm not sure, but then again, in the NBA, you're allowed 3.5 steps.
So there's 2 Pierres on the court. There's Pierre, the mascot, and Vincent.
Oh, Pierre Pelican.
Wow. Almost like a Harlem Globetrotter game now. We've got a lot of theatrics going on. Got to keep it interesting.
He fouled F. King Alexander.
Pierre may get teed up here if he doesn't watch it. Putting him on the bench.
69 seconds to go. And we've had a lot of close games, Jim, over the 14 years that this is the 15th edition of HoopLA. We've had a game go in overtime. Last year, Rick Ward hit a free throw basically with no time left for the Senate to win. I don't remember a game where one of the teams won by 22 points like what we're seeing here tonight.
Yeah, I think this may be a sign of term limits. I think the House having a lot of turnover gives them a lot of young blood, and the Senate having a lot of maybe more experience is not paying off tonight for sure.
Well, looks like there's a disagreement here between lawmakers on the court. That is very surprising to see legislators disagreeing on something, but Ted James hits the first free throw.
That's Wilson Fields, I think, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Judge Fields.
Well, I got to tell you, I certainly want to join with a lot of the legislators that talked about thanking Cox and the amount of resources Cox puts into this production. This is not a simple thing to get the talent and the camera folks and the trucks and all the different things. This is a real charitable cause, and Cox is showing their support by doing as much as they've done tonight.
Always fun to be a part of this night. One of the best nights of the year when it comes to the legislative session is Norby Chabert with the foul on Thomas Bagneris.
Apparently the refs are going to call this one all the way to the end. I'd be letting them play, kind of the running clock like we see in high school football sometimes, you know.
Yeah, the clock, apparently the clock stops underneath a minute to go. I wasn't sure of that rule here in HoopLA, in the HoopLA rule books. Last 2 minutes from what I understand.
Getting physical here towards the end.
Yeah. Did you say fiscal or physical?
Both. And here's King. He's going to take another 3 here. Bagneris almost took another fall. That would have been 2 falls in one game.
Senator Clater.
Clater goes up strong. Whoa, Clater goes down.
Wow, Andy Anders whacking Senator Clater there.
Clearly Anders has all his bills through the Senate. I wouldn't be acting like that if I had any bills left to get through the Senate. Senator Clater represents the area right around here, not actual LSU, but all the area very close to LSU. And he gets the free.
Second free throw is no good. Walsworth, the rebound, tried to save it by knocking it off a House player, but Andy Anders was there to grab it. Here's Vincent Pierre. Oh, nice pass to Walt Leger. Oh,
Leger
boy.
not able to finish.
Oh, geez. Under 20 seconds to go in 2017 HoopLA with the House up by 19. Walsworth's shot is no good. Clater with the jumper, that's no good. And the Senate just coming up short here tonight. Yeah. And we only have 8 more seconds left. Bagley's inbound pass. Leger will try again, I think.
Clearly the House with no mercy trying to score this little time. Chabert fighting to the end like every Chabert always does.
Well, that does it. The House defeating the Senate 47-28. Let's hear from F. King Alexander. Is he standing by with Representative Davis? Don't have him yet. Sorry about that. Thought we had him here.
You got to think the Senate, Jeff, has got to reevaluate how they approach this game. I mean, they've got to they've got these options. one, cancel the game. Two, get some more ringers. Or three, get some more senators.
Right.
They were way overmanned tonight.
Yeah, they certainly were. The House gets the revenge after a difficult loss last year. The House winning tonight by 19. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from F. King Alexander, John Schroeder, the man who put this thing together. We'll have all that when we continue with HoopLA 2017 on YurView. The House wins HoopLA 2017, knocking off the State Senate 47-28. The House now leads the overall series 10-5. Let's send it over to State Senator Sharon Hewitt and State Representative Paula Davis, who are standing by with F. King Alexander, the president of LSU.
We're here with President Alexander. Sir, did you ever come off the court tonight?
I came off a number of times. I probably should have come off a lot more because I certainly felt the running, and I'll feel it tomorrow morning, certainly.
And I understand that you play often, though, at school with some of the students?
I still play once a week with our students. It's a great way to get out and stress reliever, and I get to know a lot of my students that way, too. So any chance I get to exercise with my students, I love doing that.
Well, and I'm sure they love being around you, so thank you for doing this. This has been a great evening. We appreciate LSU's hospitality, and of course, we're so thankful for everything that Cox did to make this a great charitable event.
We love doing this every year, and we appreciate you guys coming over and helping raise money to do it, and it's just a great effort.
Well, I know that the Senate will look forward to having you again next year, because I'm not sure they would have all the points that they have on the scoreboard if you weren't there. I don't know about that.
So, no, it's a great... In fact, the Senate needs a lot of help because there's only 8 of us.
That is true.
There's about 20 in the House, so they keep rotating armies onto the court, and we're trying to keep up with them. So,
well, y'all do a great job.
Well, thank you guys very much for being here tonight.
Thank you again for hosting us. We appreciate it. Thank you for supporting.
Okay,
thanks, guys.
We've had a great time tonight. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Great job by State Senator Sharon Hewitt and State Representative Paul Davis. They're now drawing for the districts that will receive a refurbished court. Oh, how about that?
Larry Bagley, there you go. The Baptist Christian MVP 1970-71.
And Gary Smith from Norco.
So they do two courts now, right?
They
one
do
in
court one in
South.
North Louisiana. Larry Bagley is a Northwest Louisiana lawmaker. And so Larry Bagley now will make a decision. I'm sure he'll talk with others about where to refurbish a court in his district. And the money raised here tonight, thanks to the New Orleans Pelicans, Cox Communications, they'll be able to refurbish a court in Representative Bagley's district. And then also, it was Representative Connick, right?
That was just now. That was Gary Smith.
Gary Smith.
Gary
That's right.
Smith,
Gary
the senator
Smith,
from Norco. Yeah.
Norco. So that's St. Charles Parish.
Right.
No, you need to hand it over. We will hand it over.
It's like the trophy presentation.
Yeah, trophy presentation. Going to the House.
There it is.
I should also say any money that's left over will be distributed to 10 nonprofit areas or 10 nonprofit organizations that service the youth around the state. So that money will be distributed later this summer. So not only are you refurbishing 2 basketball courts in the state, you also will be distributing money to nonprofit organizations that provide services to the youth. So just a fantastic night here with everything that's being done with the House and the Senate. And I've said it before here, Jim, and you know these guys on a business level and also on a personal level. Sometimes state lawmakers and the legislature and the state government process, it gets a bad name. But the reason why you have nights like tonight and for Cox Communications to show that what they're really trying to do is what they think is best for the state all the time.
That's
and
right.
here is something that they all can agree on.
Oh, yeah, these are your neighbors. These guys are fathers and uncles, and they've got sons that play ball and daughters that play softball, and they're very much a part of the community. And you're right, politicians get a bad knock sometimes, but they're all doing this for the right reasons, and I think it's been shown tonight that Republican, Democrat, North, South, we can get together, have a good time, have a little competition, and serve some people who need that service. And hats off to everybody that did it.
Well, the House will gladly take that back into the lower chamber and proudly display it. It's in the chamber.
Oh, they'll set it up on the speaker's washroom, and it will sit there for the remainder of the entire session. Yeah, they're very proud of it. It may not be the biggest trophy in sports. It's not the Stanley Cup, but for them, it's a big deal, and and good for them.
Yeah, and there you go.
Coach Smoke Russell, head of security in the house.
All right, so that's going to do it for our coverage of HoopLA 2017. Want to thank everyone involved, Cox Communications, the New Orleans Pelicans, all the state lawmakers that came out here tonight. Want to thank my broadcast partner, Jim Nickel. I'm Jeff Palermo. Again, the House victorious tonight, 47-28 over the Senate. But what's more important, 2 basketball courts will be refurbished in the state of Louisiana, one in St. Charles Parish and the other in Northwest Louisiana. Thanks for watching HoopLA 2017.